Hello, Petit team. Jason here, and we want to discuss water usage. There's been a lot of information out there that isn't correct, so we're going to show receipts, as the kids say, and go over legitimate real-world water usage. And we're going to explain the setup and a few more things while we're here. So let's jump right into it. Contrary to a lot of belief, the Petit typically, I would say just about in all cases, uses much less water than any other machine out there in the market at the time of this recording. You'll see different information out there. There's a few things happening. One is people just don't have the machine. So, you know, in this business, you have people installing other things and other equipment. So they're going to say any rumor that might help them in their endeavor. Also, you have some people that aren't using it as designed. We're going to talk a little bit about that today. But to go right into the best practice, here's someone who is using the machine as designed. Let's get right into it here. So here is a water bill. Let me pull up some of my notes. Bear with me here. Okay, so here's a water bill. And you can see that this is measured in cubic feet. So you do that 174 times 100. And then if you type that into like a Google calculator for cubic feet converted to gallons, you see there's 130,152 gallons. This gentleman washed 3,116 cars. Actually, let me show you that. So here we have April's, this is AccuView, those who have the Petit view. I know some of you have a different HMI where this view is slightly different. Anyway, here we go. April 8th, you see a big red line there. If you add all those cars up, go to the light blue line above the dark gray line, and then you can add up each day. Okay, then we're going to go from there to May 10th, and that equals 3,116 cars. That's why you see this written on here. That's why he marked it off that way. So 3,116 cars and 130,000 gallons divided by 3,116 is 41.2 gallons per car, actually 41.77 to be exact. Now, he has a 4-wash menu. His top wash actually is 6 passes. Most of you know we strongly suggest just 4 passes for each wash. We'll get into that a little bit in this video too. But we want to show this because 310 of those washes, about 10%, were the very top wash was ceramic. So that's a 6-pass. The 6-pass does use a little bit more water. Now, he's not doing multiple high pressure passes, but he is using, I would say, 5 to 7 gallons more water with the low pressure ceramic through a foam waterfall on these. Yeah, there you go. Pretty simple. 41.2 gallons per car per the site, meaning this is RO reject, this is softener conditioning, this is cleanup. The whole site's averaging 42 gallons per car. Now, we typically tell people about 45 gallons per car if you set up how we suggest, because sometimes RO and different things works different for different sites. And we have seen it down to under 38 gallons per car, but we're still in that 45 gallon range. And this is actual proof of this here. All his washes are about, the top wash, I go to this wash all the time, is for a full size sedan, 2 minutes and 58 seconds. So his top wash is just about 3 minutes. His other wash is about 2.5. And yeah, I don't know what else to say about this. We wanted to show you this because of a lot of the information out there and just prove it to you. Now, another thing I want to show, if you go down to the bottom right, you'll see this was opened almost 3 years from the snapshot. It was opened of April of 2021. So it's been open exactly 3 years, and he's washed 90,700 cars. That's really important because we want people to understand, well, you can't get a car clean in, 2.5 minutes. Can't get a car clean in, 4 passes. This isn't a special site in any way. Do you think that this will be washing 30,000 cars a year? He's got 90,000 cars on the machine in 3 years. If the customers weren't happy, he would not be washing that many cars. He'd probably be about a third or a half of that. See a lot of NBAs in the 15 to 18,000. They seem they're usually viewed as pretty successful. He's washing 30,000 cars a year at 2 minutes, 2.5 minutes. or so for the wash, 4 passes. In fact, I was just at another wash about 3-4 weeks ago, doing some consulting, and their top wash, the top wash, was 1 minute and 55 seconds in my full-size sedan. So from buzzer to buzzer, 1 minute 55, and they washed 46,000 and change last year out of one bay. People are okay with a fast wash as long as the car is clean. Okay. They're part of this, and this is worth a whole nother video, but let's first talk about menu. I'm just going to brief on it. If you keep the menu simple and just 3 bullet points or a couple bullet points, the customer's expectation isn't to be in there a really long time. A lot of wash owners aren't taking responsibility for the customer's expectation and how long they're in there. This is very 1980s, 90s, early 2000s thinking, where they're on the thinking of trying to get the average so high, so they add this and bubble gum and lipstick and sprinkles and everything else on top of the washes. No, well, the customer needs to be in there 7 to 9 minutes. Sure, if you're making the menu look like that, but ultimately that's not what the customer's looking for. They want a clean car and get on with their day. Do you want to sit in the drive-through parking lot? Do you know, if you go for a steak, you might be okay sitting in a restaurant for 20 minutes, half hour before you even get seated, and then another 20 minutes, half hour before you get your entree. But when you're just hungry and you just want something to eat, you don't feel you're getting a higher quality burger at the fast food joint if you're sitting around longer. That's just not the way it is. You want in, you want out, and the public wants the same thing. They want a clean car. They just want a clean car. And these customers are still getting the same averages. Now, monthlies are going to bring down the average a little bit, but when we're talking apples to apples on the menu, with just 3 bullet points and a 2.5 minute wash, the average is the same because they're getting $20 tickets for a 2.5 minute wash. I see this right in front of my eyes. And, you know, this water bill is showing the same thing with water usage. You're still getting good averages on here, but it's about setting the expectation with the menu. Keep it simple, keep a couple bullet points, keep a value there, but then get them in and out.